Facebook at Power365FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your number one online Southwest radio. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power 365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your source for news and insight.
Right, a wonderful afternoon to all the people viewing me right now, or to those listening to my voice. This is Spot R coming to you live from the studio of 5FM. My name is James Oluwadurotimiaremu, and I'm going to be your host on the show today. Of course, we've got limited time on the show today, but with the remaining minutes on the show, let's quickly talk about Super Eagles. As they will be locking arms with the Bafana, the boys of South Africa. Today, the goes will at Kabir Stadium in Uyo. And also we'll talk about the French Open. Because talking about the French Open, well, Liga Swatek, she did. And also, Jasmine Paulini won Mira Andreeva to make it into the final of the French Open. So, okay, these are all we're going to touch light on the show today. Once again, it's Spot R Show coming to you live from the studio of Power365 FM. And James Aremo is the man with the mic. Okay, talking about Group C. Well, there's a new standing order in Group C. Well, we have Rwanda occupying the number one spot with 4 points, while Benin Republic is currently behind them with 4 points as well. South Africa, the Bafana are third on the log in Group C. But talking about Rwanda and Benin Republic, both nations had played 3 games. Both nations had played 3 games each with 4 points. They've gathered 4 points from 3 games each. But for the likes of South Africa, Nigeria, Lesotho and Zimbabwe, they've played just 2 games. So that means South Africa, we have to wait for the result between South Africa and Nigeria and that of Lesotho and Zimbabwe before we can conclude on the final round of the table. But should the case South Africa wins the game today, or let me say tonight, then the table will change as they will skyrocket to the first position, irrespective of what happened in the other game, talking about Lesotho and Zimbabwe. But should Nigeria win South Africa, Nigeria will occupy the first position. Yeah, they will go top of the table, while South Africa will occupy 4th, while Rwanda and Benin Republic will occupy 2nd and 3rd respectively. But for Lesotho and Zimbabwe, should any of these nations, talking about Lesotho or Zimbabwe, win, they will go top as well. Or a draw will will make them cement their position. Same thing with that of Nigeria and South Africa. Alright, quickly, let's start with MPFL first. Let's start with MPFL first because there might not be enough time to talk about MPFL story. I should start with the Super Eagles. Alright, quickly, Sporting Supreme have expressed confidence in securing promotion to the Nigeria Premier Football League next season. The general manager of the club, Shuaibu Yakubu, disclosed this ahead of the Nigeria National League Super 8 playoff tournament slated to hold in Enugu. Is to win promotion to the MPFL. Our aim as a team is to win promotion to the MPFL, and that mandate hasn't changed, says Yakubu. This is our opportunity to restore the capital city to the Allied Football Division, and we are calling on our fans and supporters to back us from the start to the finish. Sporting Supreme will take on Sokoto United in the opening game of the tournament. The tournament will begin today at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium in Enugu. Alright, quickly let's talk about the Super Eagles. Well, Super Eagles head coach Finidi George has said his team knows the importance of getting a positive result in their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying fixture against South Africa. The highly anticipated encounter we hold at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium today. The Super Eagles have gathered just 2 points from their opening 2 games against Lesotho and Zimbabwe and need to beat South Africa to get their campaign back on track. Finidi George admitted they are condemned to beat Bafana Bafana. Well, there's a new development at the Super Eagles camp as former Super Eagles international Emmanuel Babayaro has jumped to the defense of Daniel Amokachi for rejecting the many terms to work as Super Eagles assistant coach. Amokachi was appointed after he was recently presented by the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) with the job conditions. The conditions, according to Babayaro, included no salary, and his involvement with the team will be based on the discretion of the coach. Well, according to Babayaro, say how demanding can these conditions be? Amokachi said yes to the appointment as the Super Eagles assistant coach, for an emphatic no to the demeaning conditions attached. Was the reason he rejected the offer. Alright, just over a month, exactly 39 days after being named the substantive head coach of the Super Eagles ex-international, Finidi George will be in the dugout for what can be termed his first major test in charge as Nigeria hosts South Africa in a crucial 2026 World Cup qualifying match in Uyo today. It is the third game in the series for Nigeria, and it will be followed by another tricky test against Benin Republic. In Ivory Coast, the Scourers adopted home ground on Monday. Well, with only 2 points from their first 2 matches, like I said earlier, the Super Eagles are third in the Group C behind South Africa. No, they are not even fourth. They are now fourth. Yeah. Finidi George. Meaning Finidi George's task couldn't have come harder as he tries to tutor the Eagles back on track. Moreover, the Super Eagles failed to reach the last edition of the World Cup in Qatar. The 53-year-old seems to know that nothing less than victory is acceptable in the 2 games, regardless of the fact that South Africa have only beaten the Eagles once in a competitive game. The former Ajax player also seems to have a knack for scaling his first hurdle, bearing in him the result of the first 2 friendlies he handled, as well as his debut for the national team as a player in 1991. Let's not forget in March, Finidi George, in interim capacity, led the team to a 2-1 win over Ghana and a 2-0 defeat to Mali As a player, Ndidi made his debut for Nigeria in 1991 during an Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Burkina Faso. He provided 3 assists for Rashidi Yekini and scoring once in a 7-1 rout. His performance in that game perhaps made Nigerians forget the pre-match embarrassment, which saw the team play the game with some makeshift shots, which were cut from their tracksuit trousers. Before the game against South Africa and Benin Republic, the current crop of players in the national team, I have no doubt, also tested the resolve of the ex-international, with 8 of them arriving in camp with beyond schedule for clashes. The ex-international had just one session with a complete 23-man squad on Thursday, their last session before the game, but insists the team's plans are disrupted. Encountered the Gospel at Kabir Stadium in New York. The absence of Africa Player of the Year, Victor Osimhen, due to injury, and injuries to defenders like William Troost-Ekong. This year's AFCON MVP, Kenneth Omero, Jamilu Collins, and Zaidu Sanusi mean head coach Unity George will scratch the bottom of the barrel for rear guard service against the AFCON bronze medalist. Finidi George, in his first competitive match in charge of Nigeria, is most likely to throw the experienced Kelechi Iheanacho and youngsters like Victor Boniface on a tough. But the Eagles have lost only one competitive game since it was opened 10 years ago. Incidentally, that one competitive loss was to Bafana, a 2-0 defeat at the start of the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers on the 10th of June 2017. But the Eagles rallied in campaign and eventually finished ahead of Bafana to qualify for the finals in Egypt, where they also defeated Bafana in quarterfinals on the way to their 3rd place finish. Africa may also count as triumph their 2-2 storm meet with the Eagles at the same venue on November 19, 2014, which prevented Nigeria from qualifying for the 2015 AFCON. However, the Eagles are always one to rise above monsters of the past to their fin than Captain Wilfred Ndidi instead of Lukman, who became only the 6th man in history to score a hat-trick in a European final and a European Cup final when he led Atalanta to victory in Dublin on the 22nd of May. He's in a great form to continue where he left off after the AFCON, where he netted 5 goals to steer Nigeria to a 2nd place finish. He also netted an important winner for the Eagles against Ghana in a friendly game in Morocco 3 months ago, which helped Nigeria to a first triumph over Ghana in 18 years. Victor Boniface also had a marvelous season, winning the German League and Cup doubles with Bayer Leverkusen and reaching the Europa League final, where Lukman was the big obstacle. Iheanacho and midfield enforcer Wilfred Ndidi are popped up after helping their English club Leicester City back to the Premiership side after one season in the Championship. The Eagles will enter the pitch on Friday night, recalling the South Africa has mostly been 2nd best against them, and that their last encounter in the semi-final of the AFCON in Ivory Coast ended in a penalty shootout victory for Nigeria. One of the major shocks, like I said earlier, at the Gospel at Kabir International Stadium, same stadium, Okelo Ranti and Pasitao scored in the 54th minute and 81st minute to give the visitors the historic win, their first and only competitive victory over Nigeria in 12 matches. The loss that resonated across the globe still weighs heavily on the minds of Nigerians as both teams lock arms later today. The majority of the current Super Eagles who did not take part in the match must have been inundated by other teammates Kelechi Iheanacho club this season, because coming to Nigeria must
today. They arrived in Uyo on Thursday morning. That was yesterday. And according to the account, their journey to Nigeria has been fraught with delays, resulting in the teams spending a night in a hotel in Port Harcourt. The team departed South Africa on a charter flight on Wednesday morning, aiming to reach the Uyo. Reported that being on the road for 18 hours and couldn't get to the match venue. Talking about Uyo, they arrived in Nigeria through Port Harcourt Airport, where they had their immigration side eventually settled in. They had the field of the stadium on Thursday evening with optimism. But according to their ex-post, it's training done and dusted. All eyes on the game tomorrow, which is today's game. South Africa are ahead of Nigeria in the qualifying Group C series with 3 points that gives them a bit of confidence coming up against the Super Eagles. Bafana striker Pasitao has insisted that the team is battle ready for Friday's crucial clash with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, despite their late arrival on Uyo. The Bruce men arrived on Thursday morning after their chartered aircraft was delayed for around 5 hours at the OR Tambo Airport on Wednesday. Pasitao, who plays for Egyptian club Al Ahly, stated that players are firmly focused on the task ahead. According to him, this is Africa, so we know what it's like traveling and playing. It is never easy. Bafana defeated Super Eagles. So new. The last time both teams met at the Godswill Public Stadium on the 10th of June 2017, like I said earlier. Former Brighton star stated that he is not desperate to score against the Super Eagles again. They have scored the last time, which is good for me and the team. That is no reason to expect that I must score tomorrow, which is today. What is important is for the team to play well, and whoever scores is good for us. Every game is a new game, and we approach it as it comes. But if I get chance to score, why not? I will. Says Pasitao.